Hey there guys, I'm SonicGhost and welcome back to some more Let's Play Metroid Zero Mission. Last time, we explored Norfair and Criteria and got ourselves some upgrades, including the Power Grip, Ice Beam, and an unknown item. And with two of those three set upgrades in hand, we can now explore a brand new area here, Kraid. We want to get to the bottom of Kraid as that's where our point of interest is, so let's get a move on here. Falling into this little cavern area, we got ourselves this weird contraption that we can place a bomb inside of. We'll be shot straight up into the sky at blistering speeds. So, very convenient that we can use these little contraptions as cannons. And with the morph ball bomb, we will shoot straight up in the air as fast as possible, breaking a whole bunch of blocks we normally can't interact with. So, we're seeing a lot of those cannons all throughout Kraid, but we're also seeing other things here in Kraid, like these weird looking zip lines. So, we're gonna wanna keep that in mind for later, as right now we can't use these zipline things, they just don't work. This room here doesn't really seem like it has any purpose to it, so we're gonna just leave that alone for now. Let's go into the set cannon, and from here, we're gonna shoot straight up into the air. I'm gonna drop a bomb, and by doing so, we'll see once we ride the cannon back up, we blew open that portion on the wall. So now we can grab that ledge and make our way through into another area here with a locked door. Opening up that missile door, we can see an interesting looking contraption. If we go into our morph ball, we will now activate these zip lines, and we can use these to move around Kraid with relative ease. Anytime you need to pull a zip line to your location, you want to hit the little red dot in the ceiling, as that'll pull the zip line over to your direction. And then you can just jump into it, and Samus will grab it automatically. Now with that activated, let's go ahead and get out of here. So, unfortunately, we only have one way to go. Can't go back the way we came because the door was locked. But here, we get locked into another room with Mura, the acid worm. This boss, as the name implies, it's a worm that chills in acid. So we're gonna want to stay away from that acid pool and just pelt this worm with missiles. But after a certain amount of damage is dealt to the worm, Mura will raise the acid in the room. So we want the worm to get trapped on a wall, so when it's trying to attack, we wait until it's ready to hit us, as it's going to try to drag us into the acid with it. But we can get it stuck on one of these other blocks. And if you do that, you can just pelt the weak spot here with a bunch of missiles. Doing so, we defeat the worm with really no problems outside of falling to the acid pool. But now with the worm defeated, we can get out of this room. But before we do so, I'm going to head over here into the leftmost portion of this bottom area and grab ourselves a hidden little missile pack. Be careful not to fall in the acid. Don't want to do that. Very easy to do so, but thankfully we have enough health that we fall in the acid. It's not the end of the world. It's not going to be a comfortable experience, but we won't die immediately. And that's the thing. You don't really need to get that many missiles or energy tanks here in Metroid Zero Mission. But anytime you find them, it is recommended to grab things along the way, just to stock yourself up to make things easy on you, the player. So, you see these missiles or you see these energy tanks, you might as well grab them just to make your life that much easier. Be careful falling around all these different enemies, because I don't want to fall on an enemy's head. Thankfully, the ones in this room, well, for the most part, seem dead. I mean, these guys apparently are back. Sometimes enemies will stay dead when you leave rooms, but most of the time they do respawn, so you have to remember that. At this point, now that we've activated these said pulleys, we can go ahead and continue further into Kraid. So I think for now, let's go over here to the left. We use our power grip here to grab this wall, use our bombs to get through it, and I'm just gonna curl up here and uncurl. In some cases, you may not want to actually be a ball when using a bomb, because sometimes you may not want to jump. And if you don't want to jump while morph ball bomb is going off, then just get up. Simple as that. Because standing straight up, you don't have to worry about a bomb pushing you up, because a morph ball bomb will only make you jump if you're in morph ball form, not in your standard walking around form here. Be careful, because I got these enemies here in my way, but they do lock the doors. You're gonna have to kill these dudes to open up the doors and get out of here. I just don't want these guys jumping on me because they do a lot of damage. I'm gonna fall down below into this little section and grab myself some extra missiles. You know what we say around here? More missiles the better. But it looks like we can't really do too much else until we go all the way over to the left to reveal that this is actually a whole hidden section. Fall all the way to the bottom, and by doing so, now we're in a whole different area here of Kraid. And coming down here in this section, yeah, got ourselves some other things that we can interact with. Like, for example, these cannons. We can use these to destroy some blocks up above that we normally can't destroy. Let's get rid of these speed blocks with our massive cannon speed. And this whole section is just one giant puzzle. As now that we got all the blocks out of our way, we can use these cannons to shoot straight up into one of these pulleys. And in morph ball form, we can go all the way around this room to grab ourselves a missile pack that is all the way at the top that you need to be a morph ball for. So that is a very elaborate little puzzle, but a fun one nonetheless. Here, as we can see, we got ourselves a missile block, which is the first time we've seen that, blocking away not only up, but also down. So I guess we can only go up at this point, so might as well go up. Gonna go ahead and pull up the pulley from my side and go over in morph ball because we cannot do that otherwise. And jump up to this ledge to go into the room over here on our left. We don't want to continue going left here for a bit and just not get destroyed by enemies. That'd be ideal. Open up this missile door, and this reveals a map room. So I want to come all the way over here because we don't know how to go down below to where our little hint thing is. And to be fair, we still don't really know. It didn't tell us much of anything. So that map data, not the most helpful, but it does tell us, and there's some other stuff here and there that we just haven't gone to yet. So might as well at least check out some of these other rooms. Ah, more missiles. These missiles, not gonna be the easiest things to get. So what we need to do is we can actually hit the switch from down below, but we need to actually get into this zip line as it's moving over to the left, which the timing on this is not going to be the easiest, as we need to get into the said zip line as it's moving, which, as you can see, a little tight. There we go, got it. What you're supposed to do is get into the cannon and then immediately fall into where the missile pack is, which is all timing based, because you want to wiggle yourself out of the cannon as it's right over the section that has your said missiles. Because as you can see, there's a lot of fake floor everywhere in this room. Everywhere you turn around has fake floor, which is not the most ideal. So that's a little annoying. I want to go back the way I came before, which thankfully for my sake, I could just wall jump over to where I need to go. So that helps. Otherwise, it's kind of a tight jump to make. You can just barely grab the ledge with your power grip, but you can also just wall jump and do the same thing. Or you can bomb jump if you just want to do that as well. Because what we actually have to do at this point is the way we need to go further into Kraid is back into this room here specifically. This little mark on the ground, you can actually fall down below because you can just blow open the floor area and here you are. Now you're into a whole new section. Here, got ourselves a save room. Might as well take that said save because we've been exploring quite a lot of Kraid and haven't saved in a bit. So, save our game. And now from here, let's make our way over to the right side because in this said section, we open this door and we're kind of greeted with, a wall of problems, but there is an upgrade on the other side. So we definitely want to get that upgrade, which is thankfully pretty easy to get because you just can take an alternate entrance. This upgrade is another unknown item. So another thing we can't use. But thankfully with this unknown item, even though we can't use it currently with our current suit, we can still destroy the blocks with that said item's icon on it. So with this unknown item, we can at least explore more of Kraid that we weren't able to really explore due to these blocks being in our way. So thank you, unknown item. You help in some capacity, even if it's not that much. Just gonna go ahead and use my missiles to get these enemies out of my way pretty fast and easily. There's a lot of bugs in this room. Instead of squashing bugs, let's blow them up. When you're out of fly swatters, doesn't everyone just use a missile gun? Or is that just me? Go ahead and save our game. We literally just saved, but I just will save again. It's free save room. Oh, I see. There's another thing we can probably bomb. And here, we got ourselves a room that we can use to farm up on some health and missiles, but we can shoot straight up here. And now, that'll take us into this section of Kraid, which loops back around into this room that we're able to now blow up that block that has the missile on it, and now we can use that to go back around. Or you can also just fall straight down like this. And now you can use that for morph balls, or you can just bomb jump your way up. One of the two. I don't want to go this way. I want to go further down in the Kraid, not further up. So let's go back at this point. This red enemy is kind of a nuisance. He has a decent amount of health, and as you can see, when he's killed, he does drop stuff that will hurt you, so you gotta be careful about that said enemy. But here, can't really go any further, can't really destroy that block, but I want to go ahead and now go up because I did see these blocks with the unknown item on it, and now we can go over to the left, being introduced to this eye door here. Shoot the eye, which is its weak part, and now it'll just basically kill the thing right away. But killing that will let us get into the boss arena here to fight our first major boss here of Metroid Zero Mission. This is Kraid. Kraid, he is a pretty formidable opponent and very large to boot. You just want to shoot a bunch of missiles into Kraid's mouth. He'll try to swipe you. He will shoot you with what looks like nail clippings to me. And he can knock you down to the bottom of the room, which if he does that, you can climb back up using claws that he throws at you of dismembered hands. Pretty dark, but just pelt him with enough missiles into the mouth, and Kraid will be defeated in no time. Now with Kraid defeated, see a statue lighting up that's all the way back in Brimstar. So looks like it was pretty important for us to kill Kraid, and that's one of two statues now lit up in that little twin statue setup. For now, we're gonna head over here to the left to reap our rewards for defeating Kraid. This is the Speed Booster. With the Speed Booster, we can run until Speed Boost begins to now break certain blocks and damage enemies. With the Speed Booster, now we can break all of those speed blocks, which is really, really good. So let's gain our top speed. Run for a short amount of time in a straight line, and when Samus is glowing red like this is how you know you've activated your Speed Booster form. And we can also hold down and then jump to do a Shine Spark. Shine Sparking is a very, very powerful tool here in Samus's arsenal. Something you don't necessarily have to do, but if you do Shine Spark, it not only destroys certain blocks, but you can also use it to attack a lot of different enemies, and also to make short change of a lot of different rooms here in Metroid Zero Mission, which is really fun to use to boot too. One of my favorite mechanics in all of Metroid games. But here's the thing, and we haven't really gotten a chance to talk about this until now. Metroid Zero Mission here is actually a remake of the original Metroid on the NES. This is a remake of the game many years later, and this said remake is honestly the best way of playing Metroid today. I do not recommend people going back to play the original game, simply just because the original Metroid, it's aged pretty bad. It was a game released in the late 80s, and it definitely shows, just because there's a lot of things about the original Metroid that honestly could have been better, but it's a game of its time, and you have to kind of just expect that. So yeah, you know, could have been better, but also it was a game of the late 80s on the Nintendo Entertainment System. So it had some weird design quirks. A lot of rooms looked the same. It was pretty difficult. So I recommend people play the Game Boy Advance remake instead, as it does fix a lot of problems with the original Metroid. Plus, it also adds new mechanics too, as the Speed Booster was not a power from the original Metroid. feel something ominous is looming over me and maybe on its way to planet Zebes as we speak. For now, thanks to us defeating Kraid, we open up this little section of Brimstar, which reveals a new Chozo statue telling us, hey, you should probably go back to Norfair, as there's something else there that may pique your interest. So that's some good, helpful news. I'll keep that in mind. But now let's refill all of our stuff and make our way over to Norfair. Thankfully, this is just a hidden wall. Even though it looks like you can't jump through it, you can. Speaking of things that don't look like they are, down here is a cannon. So just using some bombs, you can feel the way down below and shoot your way straight up to the top of this area to get yourself a missile pack. So that's some helpful missiles. Thank you. Okay, don't knock me immediately back down. I don't have to climb all the way back up. That's just inconvenient. So let's make our way over to where Norfair is located here. But that's a long trip over the Norfair, man. I mean, oh my gosh, there's a lot you gotta do just to get over there. I don't think I want to do the whole trip. So you know what? Let's take a little shortcut, as this area has ourselves some missiles we want to grab. So not only is this a nice quick way back over to Norfair, but it's also a nice little extra missile pack that we can grab too. And we saw there's some speed blocks there, so we can do something with our speed booster in that section, but for now, I'm gonna opt to just save that for later and head back over to Norfair, which unfortunately, not really that much we can do to really save on the set backtracking trip, which is a thing you're gonna be doing a lot in Metroid Zero Mission. Metroid games are known for backtracking. You go to this area, now you gotta go to that area, and then you gotta go back to the area you came from before. That's just a thing in these kind of games, which honestly, I don't really mind. It actually lets you explore more areas more in depth once you have new powers, so backtracking does serve a purpose in these games. But now that we're back here in Norfair, we can go ahead and see what that set point of interest is that we just learned from beating Kraid. And we'll be checking out that point of interest in the next episode. Next time on Let's Play Metroid Zero Mission, we'll make our way to that new point of interest that we were just told about here in Norfair. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.